Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started with the before market close video momentarily. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Monday, March 28th. Hope you're well today. Like I said, we'll give it a few more minutes for people to join us, and then we'll get started with today's live stream here in before market close video. Hey everyone, we're going to get started in about 30 seconds. Just sit tight. We've got an important live stream and before market close video today, and also as a reminder, going to be doing some ticker requests. Please put them into the private chat community. Don't put it in the YouTube chat because it makes it more confusing, so it's nice to have it all in one area. So if you guys can please and thank you, put that in the private chat community, that would be greatly appreciated. And I may make this live stream, this private member-only live stream, public after the fact, as there are quite a few things that I want to go over today that are extremely important that I have to share with everybody. So with that, we'll get things started. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. It's Rod with Power Group. Today is Monday, March 28th. And in today's video and live stream, we're going to be doing some ticker requests. I'm going to go over my thoughts and opinions on the state of the market here really quickly. But before we jump in, make sure to smash like, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and you'll be notified on any future uploads. Taking a look at the crypto market. So we are seeing green across the board, and we confirmed a weekly uptrend on Bitcoin. We had a lot of our names confirm weekly uptrends. I want to just highlight XRP real quick here as well. I'm not going to spend too much time on crypto, but XRP is looking at a resistance break of 92 cents. If we break resistance at 92 cents, that's going to confirm a weekly uptrend on XRP as well, and it increases the odds that we're going to see that on XRP since Bitcoin has already done so and it has been leading the market. So like I said, we're going to be targeting, I believe, this weekly inverse head and shoulders. I think we're going to see $1.50 really soon. And if we just give you an update here on this rounded bottom, you can see here from the low, the low here of March 2020 to the low of the SEC lawsuit. You can see here we're perfectly holding that rounded bottom, and right on cue, we started to bounce. Let me just zoom in here. We started to bounce right on cue, and if we just extrapolate this out a little bit, we could start to go parabolic here into mid-April. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a settlement with the SEC and Ripple at some point next month. But like I said, what we wanted to see was Bitcoin confirm weekly uptrends, and we have that, and now we're waiting for the rest of the alts to do so. So you can see here we had the low, high, higher, low, and higher high. Once we broke resistance there at 45,855, that confirmed the weekly uptrend on Bitcoin. And then just taking a look at a quick peek at Ethereum, we can see here low, high, higher, low, and higher high. So that's what we want to see. What I really think is going to happen, in my opinion, is we're going to see Bitcoin with one more relief rally. We could potentially set a monthly lower high, and then potential for a monthly lower low. We broke to a new all-time high here, and it's entirely possible that we see a bit of a head and shoulders as well. But we got to be really cautious here right now, because this could be the first time that we confirm a monthly downtrend since the all-time highs in 2017. So if we form a lower high compared to the all-time high at 69,000, what I could potentially see is this happening, where we form that lower high and lower low, and then that's going to be bear market confirmed, and we're likely going to have crypto winter last quite a few months, maybe even a couple of years. I think it will last most of 2022 and all of 2023, maybe even into 2024. So maybe not 2 full calendar years, but it might spread over into 2024, because we know that the Bitcoin halving, the next halving occurs in 2024. So that's what I'm going to be looking out for. And then, like I said, once we top out on this bounce, what I can see happening is just bouncing around, going sideways, and then that's when we see alts. Generally, that's when we see alts, alt season take place, and alts go absolutely crazy. And then once the money trickles out of Bitcoin into alts, and we see huge percentage gains in the altcoin sector, the altcoin market, then we start to see them reverse their trends, and then we enter a whole bear market across the whole sector. So that's what I'm looking for until I'm not, but that's basically what the charts are telling me at the moment. And I want to spend a little bit of time on SPY here. So we had a daily uptrend confirm. We also had a daily bull flag. If I just unhide that, you can see here that as long as we held 436.71, that was a potential for a daily bull flag. And here we are breaking to a higher high, confirming that. So the actual measured move and target from that bull flag is 474. We do need to be cautious though. I want to just remind everybody that I think we're getting close to a top. I think we very much could see a sell in May and go away type of scenario. We have yet to start the monthly bounce, so we need to break resistance at 458.12 to start this monthly bounce. But again, what we could see is a potential monthly lower high and then a monthly lower low. That'd be the first time in over 10 years that we've confirmed a monthly downtrend on the S&P 500. It was back here in 2008. So this is going to be notable, and I've actually shared the fractal, so I'll just zoom out here a little bit. Again, this isn't a spread FUD, this is just, and the history doesn't always repeat itself, but it rhymes. So if we do see something similar, this is the .com boom and then the bust fractal. So I took the bust fractal, and this is what happened after we started to top out. We formed a monthly lower high, and then we went down and we confirmed a monthly downtrend, and then we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave correction into, and if we see something similar, this could line up, like I said, into 2024. And based on that, previous, the .com bubble, now we're in the everything bubble. We could easily pull back about 50 to 60%, in my opinion, on the S&P 500. And you got to think that we're up from the lows at 218. We were up 120% on the S&P 500 in just over a year. That has never happened, to my knowledge, in the history of the index. So we need to be cautious of this and going to be watching these monthly lower highs on Bitcoin and the overall S&P 500 and broader market to see if we form monthly lower highs and lower lows, confirm downtrends. But like I said, I wanted to bring that up. Again, not to spread FUD, just something that I'm watching for, right? We can use these previous cycles and fractals to help us with a whole lot of different analysis, right? This is just probabilities and nothing's guaranteed. Something I want to highlight here as well is Tesla wants to split its stock so it can pay a stock dividend. So that was why the share was up. The shares were up over 5% at one point today. Let's see what we're doing on Tesla at the moment. Tesla's at 1,092, up 8% now. So we're up about 10% on the day, and obviously this has been something that we've heard rumblings for a while now. It was basically just a rumor, but now it was confirmed, and I want to highlight something. Amazon, if we look back to the .com bubble, and the reason, if you're wondering why I'm using the .com bubble, is because that's when we had Internet 1.0 and then the Internet 2.0, all these Amazons and Apples and the big tech companies rised from those ashes, right? And the real winners were born after that .com crash. But this is the closest thing that we have to this magnitude of a bubble, right? And now we're in an everything bubble of 2022. So one would think that back then it was basically just tech stocks, but you have to wonder, is this bubble crashing and bursting going to be worse than the time before? Well, I want to just reiterate something here, that Tesla is coming on its second stock split since 2020. And look what happened with Amazon. We had stock split, we had 3 splits, but we had a stock split in 1999 at the beginning part in January, a 3-to-1. And then we had another one in September of 99, a 2-to-1. We came back up, we essentially broke to a higher high. It was a huge bull trap. And then we crashed about 95% on Amazon. And the reason why that would never happen anymore is because the market cap is worth 1.6 trillion, and it's not as easy to move the price, right? It was easy to move the price back then because the market cap was only in the millions, or maybe it was at the billions point, but I doubt it. So the reason why I bring this up is because Tesla is going to do the same thing, and what this stock split does is it helps retail, or psychologically they think, oh, well, now I can buy Tesla or I can buy Amazon. So what I think they did was they pawned their cheap or their expensive shares off on retail. They did these stock splits so that, instead of spending $3,000 for Amazon, and Amazon's doing a reverse split as well, it's looking like they want to be able to get the masses to be able to buy and then pawn off their expensive shares. And like I said, the same thing is happening with Tesla, where we're having multiple stock splits. So is the similar thing going to play out it's again, we don't have a crystal ball, but if we do see, we could break to a higher high. Maybe we go back up to that 12, maybe even to the $1,500 area on Tesla. And then we see that pullback, right? But people who are looking at Tesla now are saying, wow, $1,100, if that's a Canadian looking at it, you're looking at almost $1,300, give or take. That's a lot of money to buy one share. But if we see a stock split, then it's going to be much more easier for people to get involved. Maybe they don't have $1,000. Maybe they only have $500, right? So this is just, again, not to spread FUD. This is just something that I'm looking at. And also the first time since the C19 lows at down here in the 200, low 200s there on S&P 500, we had a golden cross, which is the 50-day moving average crossing through the 200. But now we're having, for the first time since the C19 lows in March 2020, we're having a death cross where the 50 comes down through the 200. And something I'll note is we have the same thing on QQQ. So what's been driving this rally? Realistically, it's been tech and crypto and the NASDAQ. And we're starting to see that. So let's just take a look at the NASDAQ. Are we seeing a death cross there? Yes, we are. This is not looking good. Let's look at the Dow Jones. Death cross. All of our major indices. This is very, very worrisome. XLF, not quite yet. As we know, just because, and XLV, not yet either. XBI, biotech. A long time ago. But as we know, once the death crosses happen, that doesn't mean we're going to crash like right this second or anything. But it's something to be aware of. And I'm starting to think it's going to be we're going to start to see a sell-off in April, I think, toward the middle or end of April. And then I think we're going to see a sell in May and go away in the beginning of a bear cycle. Again, not to spread FUD, just showing you, just being a realist and telling you what I see. I will note though, on the weekly time frame, we are back above the 10-week moving average, and the stochastic and the MACD are blasting off extremely bullish at the moment. So we have a bit of contradicting data at the moment, but like I said, when those death crosses happen, it can take a couple of weeks. And like I said, by looking at this weekly chart, that would tell us that it's more than likely we're likely going to see more upside. Crypto is looking like it's going to see more upside. We know that it's been very correlated to Tesla and the tech sector as a whole. So all signs, really, like all systems go, are pointing to higher prices, right? So that's why I think that we could see a monthly lower high on the S&P 500. Like I said, not even starting that bounce yet. We had that bull flag target of 474. So maybe we come up. We have the all-time high at 479.98. Maybe we can come up to about 470, 475, form a monthly lower high. And then into next month, we form that lower high, and then into May, that's when we start to roll over, and into June, and we confirm a monthly downtrend. So that's what I'm watching for. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but check in, make sure you subscribe, and I'll keep you posted if anything changes and my thoughts and opinions going into the next couple of months. Let's take a look at our movers and shakers here. So we had CWeb, Very, SU leading the decline today. On the bull list, we had AMC, GME, so the meme stocks really seeing some green today. So congrats to the bulls and we had a POW algo alert go off on Riot and Hive as well. But you look at Riot there off of that low, up almost 100%. And again, weekly uptrend confirmed, low, high, higher, low. So as soon as we broke resistance there at 2083, it was off to the races. And lack of resistance there until 26.79, and then all the way up to 46.28. So again, all systems are pointing to higher prices. All charts are pointing to higher prices. So it's essentially an all systems go. Take a look at a Canadian MJ. I know we have some tickers in Canadian MJ, so I'll wait and go through the names once I get to the tickers. But just want to show the movers and shakers. So we had negative 10% on Hexo, XLY, and Love leading the decline today, and the only green one was XTRX. And I just want to bring up I made a post on the most likely scenario leading into today. I just want to see if I can find that post. I may not be able to find it real quickly here, but just in effort of time, I may skip it. But essentially, I was saying that I was looking for MJ, specifically Canadian MJ and LPs, since they ran so much, to be a daily inside bar today, and that's exactly what we got. So yeah, here it is. I found it here. So just bringing up the private chat community in POW Group. So I said we should have it. This was 1 day ago. And Sean, essentially one of our POW Group private members, asked what should we expect for next week. And this was 1 day ago. I said we should have a better idea once SPY futures open tonight, but I think we may see a daily inside bar and tightening ranges on a lot of MJ, and then the potential for daily consolidation into Tuesday and Wednesday for a healthy daily higher low. And then we run into the end of the week on the vote potentially passing. That's what I believe is the most likely scenario. We could gap up and see a massive gap up on Friday, but I said we could see a gap up and then head back into Friday's range. But after a massive gap up on Friday and two back-to-back over 20% gains, I would say that bulls are likely due for a cool-off session and, like I said, tighten up into midweek. So that's exactly what played out. And if you recall, in my last video, I think it was on Thursday, I said the most likely scenario was likely a gap up into Friday. That's exactly what we got on Friday, was a gap up, a huge one. And I said we would most likely scenario was a daily inside bar. So what's happening right now on Tilray? Daily inside bar. And I said potential for daily consolidation into Tuesday, Wednesday. Why did I say that? Well, the range is huge, right? The range was almost 17%. So for us to pull back, right, from the high of the day, we're already down almost 10%. So we would have had to pull back, 13%. It wasn't impossible after, like I said, back-to-back 20% gains in a day. But like I said, the most likely scenario was a tightening range. We knew that Bitcoin was starting to blast off. We got SPY extremely bullish, and it's been correlated to the overall broader market. So then I said Tuesday, Wednesday, then the range is smaller right into tomorrow and Wednesday. Maybe we even see another inside bar, and then we finally break the low of the previous daily candle and start daily consolidation. With regards to the daily time frame as well, Tilray is looking at a daily bull flag. Anything over $7.19 USD is considered a daily bull flag. And if we break resistance, if we start consolidation, first we need to lose the low of the previous daily candle to start consolidation, and then we need to hold that level. So if we hold 719 on that consolidation and then we break above resistance and the high at 866, that's going to confirm the daily bull flag, and the target on that is about 1290s. I can say $13 to be safe, well, on the high end, but to be safe somewhere around that 1280, 1290 area on the measured move of that bull flag. And we're back in a daily uptrend. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, though, we still have yet to change the weekly trend. This move's all coming off the low. So what could potentially happen is we could just tighten up again, weekly inside bar, and then into next week, potentially we start the pullback, and then that gives us the opportunity for a weekly trend change on Tilray. Some of our names have already done it. Tilray, SNDL also has earnings coming up tomorrow after the bell. So it's really going to take a lot to beat these earnings, right? Because we're up in a very short period of time. We're up over 100% just in a couple of months on SNDL. So they're really going to have to beat on earnings to really see any positive momentum continuation. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross of the weekly EMAs, but again, very, very risky going into these earnings into tomorrow. But we did confirm a weekly uptrend here with the low, high, higher low, and higher high. Hexo did as well, but we're pulling back into that range and essentially giving back that weekly uptrend. So we had the low, high, higher low, and higher high, and weekly inside bar once again. So we need to get all of our names into weekly uptrends, CGC as well. So again, Hexo still struggling with that weekly EMA 12 as well. We have yet to be able to close actually we closed it last week, look at that. We closed the weekly candle on huge volume. Tilray had its single most daily volume ever in history. And look at the weekly volume there on Hexo, and we managed to close the weekly candle over that EMA 12. That was the first time since the earnings reaction and that reversal that we had in the sector, and the highs there at 755 USD. So we could see a lot more upside here into MJ, but just keep in mind that crypto and tech is stealing the show at the moment, and if we're anticipating monthly lower highs and potential for a rollover into the next couple months, that could mean that MJ is likely going to be a little bit before we really see any weekly uptrends across the sector. And then the last step is to confirm monthly uptrends, which we're nowhere near doing that either. In order to be 110% convinced that the bottom is in on MJ and we're starting a new bull market that could last 1 to 2 years, we need to see monthly uptrends confirm. That's a bare minimum. Well, we need weekly and then we need monthly. But weekly, we'll start there across the sector. Still lots of work to do. MSOS, so USMJ, still a potential daily bull flag. We dipped below the 0.382 fib, but we're since holding it, so we'll ignore that. But it's essentially a daily bull flag as well. And if we just take the measured move of that daily bull flag, you could potentially see a target. Whoops. Just take the measured move here. You can see a target somewhere around that 2350 area. Taking a look at the movers and shakers on the south of the border, we have CXXI, FLGC, and CWEB. On the bull list, we have TAUG, BMMJ, and IIPR. I know I hit quite a few ticker requests while I was going through those, just checking the private chat community to see if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much it. One thing I will mention as well, though, that Tilray is extremely bullish on the weekly time frame. Look at that stochastic. That is just going completely parabolic. Hexo, we've got Hexo, same deal. We've got HMMJ, the ETF, same deal, blasting off, going parabolic. MSOS is a little bit weaker right now, so USMJ notable, can't even get over the 10-week moving average. We do have a bull cross of the MACD and the stochastic, but we're still struggling with that 10-week moving average. Let's see about the weekly moving averages. Yeah, we have nothing there on the weekly until 30, but on the daily time frame on MSOS, we're still struggling with that 50-day moving average as well there at 21.39. So we get over 21.39, that's likely going to bring us up to around that $23, $24 area, and then we have the 200 up at $28. I'm just checking the community here, see if there's anything else. Just do a quick recap on some of the stuff that we went over today. Hexo, like I said, is a daily bull flag as long as 66 cents USD holds. If confirmed, the target is 96 cents USD, and we need to break 75 cents to confirm it. Also, Hexo started daily consolidation today before a lot of our other names, and you might be wondering why that is. Well, obviously it's a little bit weaker, but the range was a little bit smaller, right? It was only a 8% range versus a 16% range, so we had a half the size, right? But the fact that we're starting daily consolidation on Hexo means that we could potentially see that CGC as well. So that means that Tilray could potentially see consolidation. And like I said, don't be surprised if Tilray pulls back, 15, 20, maybe even 30%. It would still be healthy at that point. We would just be back testing the EMAs down there around 640. So again, after a huge move, right, in 2 days, we were up almost 60%. So you shouldn't be surprised. I saw a bunch of people saying today online on socials, like, this wasn't the opening that I was expecting. And I was like, I think we're holding pretty good, all things considered. Like I said, it's after a 60% run there in a couple of days, only pulling back on Tilray, well, from that high of Friday, only pulling back 12%. That's pretty good. Gold and silver, we're starting daily consolidation today as well. We've got crypto, like I said, really looking good. I think XLM is going to really break out here soon as well. And like I said, just taking a look at the weekly time frame, if we take a look at XLM, oops, put in the wrong symbol there, XLM. You can see here that we're starting to blast off on the weekly. So I really think the whole market, crypto and the broader market, tech sector, is really going to light a fire. XRP as well. And we've got Ethereum. We've got Bitcoin. So all systems go. Like I said, we're looking really good here into the next few weeks, but just very concerned about the death cross that is there on SPY and QQQ, which is the first time since March COVID lows. Seeing if there's anything else. Also, just be cautious on Tesla. Tesla is getting extended. And if we just sort that, I'll bring it up here real quickly because I want to show you on the daily time frame. We are daily overbought, and we have no daily support all the way down to 756.04. So we could pull back from these levels 12%, 17%, just be back testing those EMAs, and it would be 100% healthy, just looking for a daily higher low and a pullback. And we have that gap there as well at 1,021. Actually, I guess it would be 1,040. So don't be surprised if we do pull back on Tesla, like I said, and form that higher low and see continuation of the daily uptrend. But this is, look at the volume. But like I said, earnings coming up in May, and all of this timing is very, very notable. We have another stock split potentially coming. We have Amazon doing a stock split as well, a huge one. I think after the split, it would bring the stock price down to around 150 a share. And like I said, it just seems like they want to pawn it off on retail. I've been saying for months now that I think that we could see a sell in May and go away, and we didn't know this information about the stock split until this morning. So again, it just, you learn more, you have more data as time goes by. Each passing day, you get more and more clues and more data sets, and you know, more tools in your tool belt to really determine what the most likely scenario is. That's all we're doing here with these charts and analysis, is trying to come to the most likely scenario and outcome. See if there's anything else that I wanted to mention. Like I said, we have SNDL earnings tomorrow after the bell. And that's pretty much all I have. If there's anything else, if there's any ticker requests, private chat members, not the public, since this is a private chat video, if you want to post the tickers in there, I can check it out here in the next few minutes. I'll see you in the chat room in a couple minutes. Best of luck out there. And like I said, just make sure you have a plan. Now's the time to start developing a plan when SPY is currently less than 6% away from the all-time high. Now is the time to start. Are you hedging? Are you de-risking? Are you building a short position? Are you taking some off the table? Are you taking some profits? Make sure you take out your original investment if you are up. Remember, you don't lose until you don't take a loss until you sell, and you don't take a gain until you sell, right? So that's one thing that I see a lot of people. Last time when we hit all-time highs and then we crashed down from there about 15%, a lot of people are saying I should have taken profits. But once fear and greed starts to pick up again in the market, a lot of that goes out the window. So with that, if you could smash the like, subscribe to the channel on your way out, I would appreciate it. Going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for a private member-only live stream before market close video, and we'll see you in the next video.